This is a Film Stories original podcast.
American Giant makes great clothing, sweatshirts, jeans, and more right here in the U.S. Visit American-Giant.com and get 20% off your first order with code STAPLE20. That's 20% off your first order at American-Giant.com, code STAPLE20.
We made this.
Welcome to the X-Cast. The truth is in here. I'm your host today, Russ Hugo, and welcome back to the I Want to Believe Minute, where we unpick the second X-Files movie 1 minute at a time. Today, helping me to explore minute 28, which is running from approximately 27 minutes, as Scully is upset after the confrontation with Father Ibarra, to 27:59 as the swimmer grabs their kickboard and begins to cross the pool. Today, talking about this again with me is Jessica Miskelly. Welcome again, Jessica.
Hello, how are you?
Still great, although even better as our conversation continues, as we break the illusion that we're recording all of these at the same time.
Oh, good on you, Russ. That's promising. You feel better as we keep talking rather than the other way around. I like it.
It's edifying, enriching, and enlightening, and I shouldn't alliterate. I apologize for all of this. Let's jump in here. We cut straight to the water. We get some more cool blues matching the hospital, matching a lot of the film here. And Jessica, what are your thoughts? How effective is the scene? Did anything jump out to you?
What is it about underwater shots that are just terrifying? You've got that blue-green oppressive colour. You've got the underwater view. You know nothing good is going to happen when the camera is underwater. And it just brings so many fears. I used to swim in the ocean and I didn't like it when I couldn't see what was beneath me because there could have been sharks. I used to swim in rivers and waterholes and I didn't like not knowing what was beneath me because there could have been crocodiles. And look, even in a municipal pool, there could be some sort of organ donating homicidal maniac. So it makes me never want to swim again.
All of those are scary, and I think the latter is the scariest. The voyeuristic angle that's being used here it's very effectively disturbing. I agree. One of my greatest fears is the idea of falling off of a boat in the middle of the ocean in the middle of the night and just kind of being out there. That is, I don't think I can come up with anything else that would probably petrify me more in a deep primal psychological state. So solidarity.
You're marooned in 3 dimensions. Once you're in the water, you don't even really know which way. I mean, you know which way's up, but oh yeah, you don't even have any solid ground that you can move around on. It's just horrifying.
If you ever decide to write a book of poetry, you should title it that. Marooned in 3 dimensions. I love it.
Story of my life.
In this scene here, we basically are getting our first shot of Cheryl. And she prepares, takes off the medical bracelet, sets it on there. We can kind of see the to-be abductor sitting there underneath the pool. This is something that...
Why doesn't she see him?
I think she does. I mean, she might just see him and just not notice or care. I mean, people do weird things in the pool all the time. At least they do in the United States. I don't know. Maybe people are more behaved in Australia. But over here, it's just a wild card. I mean, you see somebody who's just hanging out under the pool. You don't want to confront them. You just go on with your business and assume that, hopefully the lifeguard, if something goes wrong, will take care of it.
Yeah, right. Okay. Kind of like looking the other way on public transport.
Perfect. That's a perfect example. Thank you.
Yeah, this... aside from that, I mean, I think it's very effective in setting up the mood. So even if she hadn't seen him, I was going to give that a pass, even though in reality, I don't think you could miss it. And like you said, perhaps she saw him and just ignored him. But this scene is so reminiscent of that scene in the Walk. Is that, or the Walk, season 2, where is it Colonel Draper, the female military officer, is abducted in the pool, in this instance by an invisible force. But yeah, it's a similar camera angle and colouring.
That's right.
And equally horrifying. But yeah, I was instantly transported to that episode watching this.
Great connection. I did not make that connection at all or make that association.
As an audience member, we're not aware of her name yet. We're not aware of her name until she becomes the second victim and the FBI becomes aware of her abduction. But it's just one of those little things. Cheryl seems like such an old-fashioned name, and then to see it as a moniker for this young, fit person was slightly strange, but that's just, again, my biases influencing my impressions.
I wonder if that could be a regional thing, because when I grew up, I had some friends who were named Cheryl.
There you go.
And they would have been about probably younger than this actor or character in that sense. So maybe in the United States, it held on a little bit longer than in Australia.
The way names and birthdays and whatever pool in a certain region is so random as well. My name, Jessica, I used to think was quite a rare name because I never met one until I was 21. But, throughout the 80s and the 90s and even now, I think it's one of the top 20 names in most Western English-speaking countries. So you can just have a false impression of how representative a name is.
But it is fun to think about some of those ones that maybe just totally dropped off, like something like Enid or
Ethel.
Yeah, Ethel, that's a classic. It's interesting to think about what it is that led to that.
Oh, there's one thing I could say. It's not very interesting. How normal do you think it is for people with a rare blood type to actually diligently wear their little blood type bracelet? And moreover, to be so seemingly careless of it, like Cheryl is here, where she takes it off and she puts it on the edge of the pool, but she puts it right on the edge of the pool where the water's lapping, and you can see that if anyone splashes, it's going to wash away. Again, being very pedantic here, but I did wonder about that. And I did notice that, given we're watching a minute at a time, I'm picking up on these things.
100% agree. I mean, one of the questions I had, and also my partner, when we were watching this, they were wondering, like, how did they know X, Y, or Z, and then made the connection, oh, okay, it's the medical alert bracelet. But how efficient is this? Honestly, if you're just going to hang out in a pool, then wait for someone to show up who's wearing the bracelet, and then hoping that is going to be the exact blood type that you need. I don't know.
In a quiet regional area, no less. So you could be going to the pool every day for 10 years and not hit the jackpot.
Exactly.
That wouldn't be nearly as atmospheric, though, would it? As an underwater camera.
When instead you might be able to break into a local doctor's office because they used to have paper records, and you could look and then find an address for somebody and then go abduct them there. So with that, we'll be back to cover minute 29 very soon. But until then, always remember, trust no.
When it comes to weight loss, no two people are the same. That's why Noom builds personalized plans based on your unique psychology and biology. Take Brittany. After years of unsustainable diets, Noom helped her lose 20 pounds and keep it off.
I was definitely in a yo-yo cycle for years of just losing weight, gaining weight, and it was exhausting.
And Stephanie. She's a former D1 athlete who knew she couldn't outtrain her diet, and she lost 38 pounds.
My relationship to food before Noom was never consistent.
And Evan, he can't stand salads, but he still lost 50 pounds with Noom.
I never really was a salad guy. That's just not who I am. Even through the pickiness, Noom taught me that building better habits builds a healthier lifestyle. I'm not doing this to get to a number. I'm doing this to feel better.
Get your personalized plan today at Noom.com. Real Noom users compensated to provide their story. In 4 weeks, the typical Noom user can expect to lose 1 to 2 pounds per week. Individual results may vary.